You have probably noticed that every selection tool has access to the Select and Mask feature. Let's see how it works. Whether you would like to create a selection or you already have an active selection, you can press the Select and Mask button in the Tool panel or access it from the Select menu. Using it to create selections is not such a good idea. Even if you have a dark object on a white background, the selections created by the Quick Selection tool while in the Select and Mask mode are pretty awful. The Refine Edge Brush tool doesn't always produce a nice result either, but you can use it to try to improve the edges messed up by the Quick Selection brush. The last brush, which is just a brush, works like a black or white brush in the Quick Mask mode. It can either add to or subtract from a mask in freehand mode. As I said, creating selections from scratch is surprisingly sloppy, so let's concentrate on the modification of previously made selections. When you access the Select and Mask with an active selection, you can make it automatically detect the edge for you. Just input the radius value and check the Smart Radius box if you want a smart detection, whatever that is. You can also make global refinements by moving the following sliders. The smoothness will straighten out hills and holes in the selection edge so that it will more likely resemble a straight line. The feather will make it blurry. The contrast will make the edge harder and more noticeable, and the shift edge can contract or expand the selection. This is a nice set of options for sure, but the problem is that sometimes you have to spend a lot of time getting the right combination of all these values, and sometimes it still won't work. And if the image is very big, which happens quite often in catalog retouching, and you're moving a lot of sliders, the whole Select and Mask thing can lag, and sometimes even shut down without warning, which is kind of annoying. So I can't say I use this command often, but it's good to be familiar with. There are certain cases when there's no other way to select something fast other than using this command. If you want the Select and Mask to give you selections instead of layer masks, which is much more convenient in catalog retouching, make sure you scroll the right side panel down and set the output to selection. I also have to mention that Select and Mask command replaced the old Refine Edge command, which in my opinion actually worked better. Fortunately, it's still available in the newer versions of Photoshop, but it's a bit tricky to access it. You have to go to the Select menu, hold Shift and click on the Select and Mask command. It will open a Refine Edge window instead.